Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on creating number sentences. In the previous video, we were given sentences and we were asked to find the unknown symbol or letter. In this video, we will create the number sentence from given information. We will then solve the number sentence. Example 1. A number, when added to 4, equals 6. Find the solution. Now the first thing we have to do is the unknown number, we have to let it be something. So let's let the unknown number be this square here. So then to form the number sentence, we're given that the number when added to 4, so that's the square plus 4, and that equals 6. So square plus 4 equals 6. There's our number sentence. Now that's a very straightforward example. And you know that if you have, for example, 4 lollies, how many lollies do you have to add to that to give you 6 lollies? You know that it's 2. So the square has a value of 2. A number, when decreased by 3, equals 5. Find the number. Let the number be the star. So decreased means subtraction or take away. So the number decreased by 3 equals 5. So how many lollies do you need to have so that when you take 3 away, you have 5 left? Or, even better, how many lollies did you have originally? You ate 3 of them, and you only had 5 left. I think you can see that the number is 8, because 8 minus 3 equals 5. A number is doubled, and the result is 12. Find the number. Now doubled, a very important word, means multiplication, and specifically multiplication by 2. Doubled, it can also mean addition, where you add the number to itself, but in this particular case we're going to use multiplication, and because the word is doubled, we use the number 2. So 2 times something gives us 12. In other words, another way you could look at it is, what is half of 12? Because if you take half of 12 and you multiply it by 2, that gives you 12. So the heart must be 6, because half of 12 is 6. Example 4. A number, when divided by 3, equals 7. Find the number. So let the number equal the smiley face. So here it is. The smiley face divided by 3 equals 7. Now basically you could look at it this way. 3 divided into what number gives you an answer of 7? Well, let's do some examples. 3 into 15, that doesn't give you 7, that gives you 5. 3 into 18, that gives you 6. 3 into 21, that gives you 7. Why? Because 3 sevens are 21. So the smiley face must be 21. Now can you see, and I have mentioned this so often, because I want you to really believe me that this is so important, if you know your tables very, very well, sums like this are quite easy. You won't have many problems. The difference between a number and 8 is 5. Find the number. Let's assume that 8 is the smaller number of the two. Let the number equal the arrow. Arrow take away 8 equals 5. If you have so much money and you spend $8, you only have 5 left. Well, how much money did you have in the beginning? Well, you must have had $13, because 13 take away 8 gives you 5. See, that's how you explain all this. That's the meaning in real life, what this equation actually means. And it's only one example. You can talk about lollies, you can talk about oranges, you can talk about anything. Example 6. Think of a number and multiply it by 2. Add 3 to this answer and the result is 13. What is the original answer? Let the number, the original number, be the triangle. So you have to multiply it by 2. So 2 times the triangle, when you add 3, gives you 13. Now let's be a little bit tricky here. See this plus 3 there? If we took that 3 away and we didn't take it into account, that means this part here must be 10, because 10 plus 3 gives you 13. So if that part is 10, 2 times what gives you 10? 2 times 5 gives you 10. So the triangle's 5. But you can also do trial and error if you want. You can let the triangle equal 1, the triangle equal 2, the triangle equal 3, and you'll eventually get the number. But that's quite a clever way of doing it, the way we just did it then. Example 7. Think of a number and multiply it by 3. Add 4 to this answer and the result is 19. What is the original number? Let the original number be the square. So 3 times the square plus 4 equals 19. Now let's look at this very, very sneakily here. Remember, we're very good at our tables. So with the 3 times tables, we have to have an answer like this when we're using the 3 times tables. And don't forget about this part. In other words, if the answer is 19, that means the square must be less than 7. Because being experts at tables, 3 sevens are 21. So the square must be less than 7. Let the square be 6 and let's see what happens. 3 sixes are 18, plus 4 gives us 22. That's too big because we only want 19. Let the square be 5. Let's see what happens. 3 fives are 15, plus 4 is 19. There we go, we found our answer. The square is 5. Think of a number and multiply it by 10. Add 5 to this answer and the result is 85. What is the original number? Let the original number be this fancy star or flower or whatever you want to call it. 10 times the flower, when you add 5, gives you 85. Well, if you don't take this 5 into account, 10 times the star must give you 80. The other way of looking at it is you're doing 10 times tables and you only have 85, so the answer must be less than 9. Of course, 10 nines are 90, so the answer must be less than 9. Let's try 8. Let the star be 8, or the flower be 8. 10 eights are 80, plus 5 is 85, so your answer is 8. So you can see a lot of this stuff is common sense, but more importantly, and I'm sorry for boring you, you need to be an expert at your tables.